everybody. Everybody. What's cracking? What's happening? What's going on? How is everybody doing? So, guys, this is a quick story on how I got Claire. Claire was my bird. She was my canary. If you haven't seen a canary, canaries are very tiny, tiny birds. I had her for quite some time, maybe 2 years and some change. Whenever I was looking around for a fish tank, I was thinking maybe in the future I will look for another animal, but I wasn't sure what kind of animal. I just knew that it was going to be some kind of animal. So I then just kind of did my research on birds, and I started looking through different types of birds. And I'm like, okay, let me see what I can find on the internet. So I tried to look for birds. I kind of wanted a bird or a chinchilla or a hedgehog or maybe another ferret or a snake. I wasn't sure because I knew I had mixed emotions. I know I wanted my fish tank, so I got it. So then I did some more research. I kept going to the pet stores, and there's a bird store right down the road from me. I kept going to the pet store and the bird store. Oh, I'm get some drink. And I kept going there over and over again, over and over. And I kept seeing many birds. Now, of course, there was a price range. So I'm like, okay, yeah, too overpriced. I'm not gonna get very exotic bird. That's very expensive. Someone's going crazy. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to figure out. I want a small little bird. I kept going and going, and then finally I saw small little birds. I was like, these are called canaries. So I started researching canaries. I tried to see how long they live for. I try to see what they like, what they eat, what they do, what they sound like. So I researched canaries. I came across blue canaries, white canaries, white and yellow canaries, and yellow canaries, and different types of canaries. But caught my eye. I was like, look at this little blue bird. I would like to have a little blue bird, or it was like a maroon color or whatever. It was like, so then I went to the store, went back to the bird store, and then I saw this little bird, and she caught my attention. And I was like, and they said that this was the female section. They keep them separated. So I'm like, okay. So then I kept my eye on that one. And then I was like, I was thinking of her at work. And I was like, no, the next time I'm off, I'm going to go get her. If she's still there, I'm going to go get her. So I found her in her cage because I knew that she was the one. I laid my eyes on her, and she was like just in her feed. So she was in her food, in other words. And I was like, okay, you just in your food. And I said to them, why are they in their food? Like, why are they in it? She's like, sometimes they begin to nest. I was like, she nesting? Is she gonna have babies? They said, possibly. Some birds actually do have baby eggs, but it's not fertile. And I was like, oh, okay. So I finally bought her. I bought her, and I got her cage. My grandma had a cage on standby. She's like, I got a little cage. And then I was like, I don't have a little bird yet. And then it finally happened. I got the little cage, got her bird, got her all set up. I was taking my time with her because, with animals, you always got to take your time. You always got to make sure that they're okay with you touching them. They're okay with you. So it took me a while to even try to pet her, to try to pick her up, to leave her outside of her cage. All of that took a long time. I could say about like 4, 6, 7 months. And then after that, I became bondship. Like we were all bonded. We were all bonded together, and we made a connection. She was just the cutest little thing. She grew up, but times change. One day, oh my goodness, one day I was asleep in my room and I was off, and I heard a lot of fluttering, and I was like, "That's Claire just in her cage." And at this time, I did have Paku, and I was like, "Claire's just being crazy, fluttering in her cage, getting all crazy." And then I just kept hearing the same noise, repeated, repeated. And then I woke up, and then I seen her. I didn't see her actually. I didn't see her at all. And I'm like, "Claire?" I heard a noise, and then I look and I see her. She's underneath the paper, and I'm like, "Claire, Claire, are you?" And then it worried me to heck. I looked for her, and she was underneath the paper, and she was barely even breathing. And I was like, "Oh no, no, no!" So then I tried to figure out. I called my cousin, which is a veterinarian. He told me what to do, and after that prolonged, it happened. She passed away 7/11 of this day, and it's pretty intense. And that is basically Claire's story of her little story. If you want me to keep going on with her story, I can. It does continue to a long time. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.